guys, welcome back to my gaming channel. I'm so excited because today we're in my forest. My forest has a Once Upon a Time vibe if you've ever watched the show. If you're a Disney fan, you probably watched the show. So I wanted my forest to have like this super magical fairy tale vibe. So we're gonna dress up as Cinderella, hang out with Fairy Godmother, and redo her house. So this is the vibe of my forest. As you can see, I have my palace here. It's very Cinderella, very magical, just very fairy tale vibes. But I kind of feel like Fairy Godmother's area is a little drab. It was also inspired by someone else's build, and I wanted to redo it completely with my own aesthetic. So here I'm going to show you how I just cleared out everything, and then we're going to get into rebuilding. I left the house as well as the pathing. I'm just going to adjust the pathing a little bit and make it a little bit bigger to encompass and fit more of the items that I want. I'm going to clear out all the foliage, all the trees, so we can really start from scratch. So first things first, I extended the pathing to include her house underneath, or the pathing underneath her house. I think it looks really cute this way, and it just looks different from how I already had it before. And then I'm also going to adjust the entire area of the pathing so that it encompasses more of the space. Next, I'm going to add some of the white picket fence in this kind of layered style. I think it looks really, really cute like this, and it helps make the shape of the pathing stand out more. Of course, we're gonna go into the Cinderella tab. I'm gonna add the carriages. I love these so much, and I didn't have them in my original build, so I really wanted to add these here because hello, Fairy Godmother created these, and they're like the next, it's kind of like a Pokemon. It evolves, her pumpkin house evolved into the carriages. So we're gonna add those as well as some of the beautiful lighting fixtures from the Cinderella collection. Next, I'm gonna add the stone benches. These are so cute here. Again, like I said, we're really leaning into the Cinderella Fairy Godmother vibe, and feel free to pare it down, make it a little more simple. My aesthetic is more elegant and a little bit heavier on the glam, so I am adding a lot of items here, but feel free to take whatever you like and make it in your own style. Now we're gonna add some of the vine lights, of course, and I thought they looked really cute in between the fencing here. I also added some of the pumpkin carriages. I did add more of the vine lights around the edges of the pathing. I will adjust it later, but I thought this looked really cute. If you were going for a little bit more of a natural nature kind of aesthetic, I think this looks really cute just like this, and then with some pumpkins around as well. Of course, we're gonna add a ton of pumpkins all around the build. I wanted to incorporate one of the leaf rugs, so I did end up adding it, but then I did remove it later because I thought that the coloring was just a little too bright for what I was going for, but I thought it looked cute. So of course, in between, we're going to walk around and see where the kinks are. This is something I always do as I'm building, so I can see where I have to move things around, because sometimes you put something down and then when you try to walk through it, you don't fit. So you have to just make sure that everything is walkable so that your builds are still useful. Now I'm gonna go in with the cherry blossom trees. I love these trees. I literally use them everywhere. And even though there's not a lot of pink in this build, because we have the Dreamlight trees behind us, they complement that as well really nicely. And I just love the animation of the pink leaves falling down from the trees. It just makes it look so pretty and magical. I did layer a few of these because it just looks better when you have a multiple of them around. So I did 3, and I made sure to rotate them so they kind of look like a little bouquet. And more of these smaller bundles of pumpkins in the different areas, as well as some of the tulip planters. I feel like I said planterns. We're also going to go in with these Cinderella clocks. I feel like you have to add these for Fairy Godmother because, hello, that is like the whole story. Midnight, you know? And I just think, what better way to use these than in a Fairy Godmother Cinderella build? I'm really into a symmetrical style, an elegant style. So for me, I like to make sure that everything is symmetrical Most of the time, I really do go for symmetrical because it just looks better in my opinion. And so we're gonna add 2 of those to either side. I wanted to add the really fancy Cinderella lights, but I definitely think it was way too much for what we had going on. But if you want to add those, feel free to do it. I think it looks really cute, especially at night. These look gorgeous. Next, I'm adding in one of the Beauty and the Beast fountains to the center. I just love adding these fountains. They look so beautiful. So once I added the fountain, I realized that was the extra pop I needed. Also, it corresponds well with the pink cherry blossom trees, and it just adds such a beautiful element. And I love adding the water elements to my builds. I always add water tiles or little fountains, something, because I am a mermaid girly, so I love hearing the sound of the water when I'm walking around my build. Next, for lighting, I went in with the new Star Path Day at Disney Toontown lights. These are absolutely gorgeous, and that beautiful tone of blue really matches the Cinderella aesthetic, and I thought they looked so cute in front of Fairy Godmother's house because her style is whimsical. She's a wizard, she's a fairy godmother, so I feel like the little tipsy, turny, twisted look of the lights look like the pumpkins, and I just love the tone of them. I think they match the build so well and adds that little extra fairy tale whimsical vibe. So now I'm gonna get rid of some of this extra foliage, and I'm gonna start working on lifting and grabbing all of the extra flowers because I had a lot of purple and blue flowers, and I realized I didn't want purple and blue anymore, so I was picking those up and decided that I wanted to do white flowers. So I'm gonna drop some white florals. Before we finish the build, we're going to add more. So I am, like I said, I'm an all glam type of girl, and I wanted more to this build. So I went in with some of the pumpkin little lights. I love, love, love adding these next to the bundles of pumpkins, as it looks like one of the pumpkins turned into a lamp. We're also going to add a bunch of the little tulip lamps. They're so freaking cute, and I love, love, love how whimsical and colorful and vibrant they look. Again, I'm all about the fairy core, mermaid core, fairy tale vibe. Like, I play this game for the fairy tale. Like, I'm not so much like a Pixar girl. I'm not even like a theme park girl. I love Disneyland, don't get me wrong. I love Disney World. I've been to Disney Paris, Disney California, Florida. Like, I'm all about it. But my main reason for Disney, that I love Disney for, is like Disney princesses and fairy tales and that kind of aesthetic. So for me, this is where I really get excited, is like making that fairy tale princess aesthetic come to life. I'm a girly girl through and through, and so I really, really want to add a lot of glamour, glitter, shimmer. I'm just all about it. I really hope they give us like fairy wings that have glitter, like when you run. Oh my god, that's like my dream, like a little sparkle. You know how like Fairy Godmother's wand has those beautiful like sparkles? I would love for us to get a fairy wing that sparkles like that when you run. Oh my god, I think that would be amazing if they ever added Tinkerbell to the game. I feel like that should be one of her items. So Game Loft, if you're listening, give us some glittery wings and cut me that check. Now let me stop. Okay, so now I'm just adjusting my little path and my seating area because I want to update and refresh this area as well. I'm also going to move my little clock because I feel like this clock is really good for this whole Cinderella aesthetic. So I just moved it around and added some trees around it until I liked how it looked. And then I also added 2 of the bioluminescent rectangle planters next to it to finish the whole look. I also adjusted the trees in this entire area. I removed all of the purple firs and added more of the plain firs, as well as some maple trees, because I realized I didn't really like the purple trees. It kind of gives like sinister vibes, and I want more fairy. So I went with just like the regular fir trees and maple trees. To finish off with Fairy Godmother's area, I went in with the elegant gazebo as my entrance. I just love how this looks as a little entrance going into her house from the normal path. It just adds a nice, elegant transition from the rest of the pathing as a little sign that you're entering her home. Now I'm gonna work on the little outdoor patio slash tea time area. I just like to create these little side builds that feel like a really neighborhood aesthetic. So this is where I imagine that fairy godmother and Merlin would sit down and have their tea and discuss how they're gonna, like, you know, combat the next wizard fairy, like curse or something. So I'm also going to add some waterfalls around this area. I've been really into adding waterfalls to my builds lately. They just add this really beautiful whimsical vibe. Again, I love water. I love water elements, and these waterfalls just look so pretty in different areas of the build. So I'm going to adjust my trees and add my waterfalls. And then we're going to go back to working on the little tea area and the side of fairy godmother's house. So I wanted to add a little cottagecore element so that I didn't leave it so empty. Instead of filling it up with trees, I decided to make a little cottagecore vibe that just kind of feels like a lived-in forest area. So I added the spindle, a crate, a barrel, some flowers, a little stool, a sack, the wood fire stack, and then some lighting elements as well. And to me, this just adds a little bit of cottage core to our forest and just makes it feel like it's somebody's house. And then this is where she kind of does her gardening. I don't know if I'll leave it here, but for now it's a cute little area just to fill up space and make it feel more lived in. Like I mentioned before, I went in with the bioluminescent planters and I put those on either side of the elegant clock. I just think it looks so pretty. Again, it adds more of that magical fairy core element. Now to really make it look super, super glam, elegant, and fairy-ish, and just super, super fairy tale vibes, I'm going to drop a bunch of the blue and pink bioluminescent flowers, and we're going to rotate those and put those everywhere that we want. This just adds such a beautiful glow. It just makes everything look so magical, and I love how it looks when it's sunset time, when it's nighttime. So I'm going to drop a bunch of those. I'm going to pick some up because I dropped too many, but then I'm going to rotate them and just add them in all the little areas I want. So I'll come back to show you what that looks like. What it looks like once I made all the adjustments, and I also again adjusted some of the pathing, some of the trees. This is all really up to your liking, so I didn't go into detail on that, but I wanted to show you what it looks like at different times of day. So this is nighttime. As you can see, those flowers look so beautiful, and it really helps also draw a path out so you can kind of see where it leads. And then this is what it looks like at sunset, which is my favorite time of day. I love how everything is so glowy and warm and beautiful. I'm also going to show you in camera mode and with all the different filters. So enjoy. This is the end of the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're joining the community, leave your video information down below, your YouTube channel. This is an all-inclusive, super friendly community. We do not gatekeep here. I will never tell you not to promote yourself. So if you are new to the gaming community and you want to make some friends, leave your YouTube channel in the comments. I would love to check you out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Happy Disney Dreamlight.